It's not time to make a change. Just relax, take it slow. Oh, it's really young. That's your fault. There's so much you have to go through. Find a girl, settle down. If you want, you can marry. Look at me. I am old, but I'm happy. Uh-oh, I forgot to clean this last time. I was once like you are now, and I know that it's not easy to be wrong when you found something going on. That's bad. That's really bad. I forgot to clean this bad boy. Think of everything you got. The dreams will be here tomorrow, but your dreams may not. How can I try to explain? When I do, he turns away again. It's always been the same old story. All alone, I could talk. Yeah, I thought so. Wanted to listen, now this new way. And I know that I have to go away. I know I have to go. Gonna kind of mash in the skins and make them all work. It's not time to make a change. Just sit down, take it slowly. You're still young, that's your fault. There's so much you have to go through. Find a girl, settle down. If you want, you can marry. Look at me. I am old, but I'm happy. How can times that I tried keep it all up under the new inside? It's hard, but it's harder to ignore it. It's never right, I'd agree. But it's them that's so not me. And I know that I have to go away. I know I have to go. Alright, just let that on there for a while. Carve it out a little bit. That's good. So what's happening, everybody? What's happening, bitches? Oh, let's see if this will work. This might screw up because I got my phone running, so it may not work the same way. Let's see if it'll work. Alexa, what's happening, bitch?
Here are a few trending stories. A group of thieves has stolen $40,000 worth of insects and lizards from a Philadelphia insectarium.
Of course it's
A
funny.
Mexico vacation company hopes to hire a professional vacationer. And Variety reports horror film The Nun won the weekend's box office with over $53 million.
I could be a professional vacationer. Do they let me paint while I'm on vacation? That's the question. So if they'll let me paint, I guarantee you it's a better fucking job than the one I currently work. Alright, let's try to get this bad boy carved down a little bit. If they don't let me paint, then it's not really much better. It's pretty much the same shit. Not really. I'd still take anything. At this point, I'm pretty much taking anything. As long as it pays me right. Chicks dig it. Just ask my wife. That's how we met. What if my buddy Davin threw up when I just did that with the freaking I know he doesn't watch me. That'd be funny as hell. I don't know, nobody's watching, so what does it give a shit? I'll probably run out right now, grab a drink, and come back in, and still be okay. Actually, drink sounds pretty fucking good right now. That beer would be nice. So some of this is skin, so I gotta be careful because some of it's leaving lumps in funky ways I don't really want it to. But the paint dried, and I wasn't very thrilled with that, and I wasn't gonna give it all up either. Like, I'm too fucking poor to, allow little things like paint drying on me to stop me from using it. Cut it back up and we'll grind it if I have to. I really have never tried it too much. I mean, I've done a little bit like what I was doing there just now, but to give it a real good grinding out and grind it out like what was that asshole's name he was from the Real World. He hosted The Grind on MTV. Fuck, I don't remember. Alright, now this one has a lot of funk and stuff going on there, so we can fuck with this a lot. Pointing out where the shadowy areas really are. I was late starting. I really did want to start this about 7:30 tonight. I really want to get back into that habit of being on by 7:30. I won't lie. It's Rocket League was the problem tonight. I decided to play a few games. Really just, I'm still trying to work on my PS4 account because my PC account has the Platinum Award, which is probably as high as I will ever get. I don't think I'll ever get beyond it. Ever. I mean, not just this season. I don't think I'll ever get beyond it any season. I just cannot seem to get past there. And my PC account, I've actually gotten worse over the years. Yeah, my PlayStation account's still pretty high up there. I'm at Platinum 2 Division 1 right now. I've gotten all the stuff needed for the gold reward from the season. And since I've gotten that, I have not won a single match. So I was like, alright, well, let me try to get one match in real quick before, the stream. I'd done some practice stuff, just the basics to keep loose. And I was like, well, let me just get one in real quick. And then my son was down there waiting for the system anyway. So I was like, I'm just going to play one game, Vincent, and I'll hand it over to you, and then I've got to go out and get ready for the stream. That game had 10 minutes worth of overtime. 10 goddamn minutes of overtime. It was a 1-1 game. My team had 10 saves total between us. I had 4, another guy had 4, and the other guy had 2. And that last goal, unfortunately, I have to admit, fell technically... And I will say kind of loosely, but it did fall under my watch. I was rotating in. I just didn't have the right location or boost to get to the spot that I needed to before that ball was in. I'd been coming in, and I just did not have the space to get there in time. I'm sure there's probably like some bizarre, if I had half flipped at this right moment or something, or whatever, I might have been able to get it and stop it, but I can't say for sure, so I won't blame myself like that. But it was definitely a spot where I should have been. Well, I shouldn't say that. I can't say that, because that makes it sound like I'm feeling guilty about it. I don't feel guilty about it. It was my rotation. It's just I hadn't gotten back to that point yet, because I was still boost-starred from the last rotation. I went and I just tried to pick up a few quick spots. My partner let it slide past them. I was supposed to go in and try to get there, but I missed. I was going to get it. So, it happens. It's a damn fucking good game. I mean, like I said, it's 15 minutes long or whatever by the time it's said and done. That's crazy. It's a crazy long Rocket League game. Anyone who's ever played Rocket League will tell you that's fucking nuts that it went that long. That's a little bit of that in there, a little bit of crimson. We're going to need some more ultramarine. Definitely need some more ultramarine. See if I get in trouble. I try to make enough out for each larger area, I guess. And then like I said, I left it, and unfortunately there was too much dried. I probably shouldn't have ever put in the lighter tone here, but I figured it's going to be necessary at some point. That's my photo. Oh, I meant to put that too, by the way. And I gotta do that too. I gotta go over here. So notice this doesn't work until I do this. I'll put this in here. We'll go reference. Once this comes up, I can update real quick. Now I can get out of here because this thing hates when I do this. Just left. There we go. That's a little better. It's gotta get in there still though. It's I gotta kind of midge in there and become a nasty mud, but it'll turn out to a nice dark. I'm so done with it. Now I can throw this back on top of here where I wanted it. Because now I can watch it. Want to remind everybody before I forget to, on my website, twosocietystudios.com, you can get posters, 12 by 18, $12, cover shipping, signed, numbered. They are a limited edition of 50. It's of the view of tulips. You can check it out right on my main page. That's it, right on the home page. So right there. Hear the sound of good solid judgment whenever you talk. Yet there's a bold, brave swing of the tiger that quickens your walk. I'm having a hell of a time getting this to darken up. Or at least gray out properly. This is bad. This is going to end up being too much, and this is why I get pissed off. Because it's like, I want to get through this. I know it sounds weird, but it's like, alright, I got to get this done. If I can get ahead again, I mean, that's the thing. I'm now falling behind in my head, at least, I guess, of my one painting per month goal for this. Bang! Tang, reminiscent of gin and vermouth. You know what we need? We need a darker brown. Where is it? There we go. Let's bust out the burnt umber. This is going to go heavy, but it should at least fuck this thing up a little bit better. And we'll need, where's my chromium again? Shit! Totally meant to do that. There we go, oxide of chromium. I probably need it more often than I think. Ugh. There are a couple places I don't want it to go completely dark. Amazon Music's trying to be nice to me tonight, I think. So far it hasn't been playing terrible shit yet. Or shit that it played like 3 times already today. I saw a person I was actually playing Rocket League with the other day on that they had their Twitch channel as their screen name. So I'd logged in real quick as I was playing along with them. And looks like they are nearly at the their 1,000 follower mark. And they were like, oh, I'm going to do a 24-hour stream at that point. And I'm like, alright, that sounds like a pretty cool thing to try at some point, but I was like, I guess you really do need to save that for something really big. Like, I'm near 50 now at this point for followers. I'm not doing a 24-hour stream for 50 followers. That's a little extreme. I'll have to figure out something nice if I hit it. Like maybe do a giveaway or something with like what's that app? Gleam? I think it's Gleam. Where you can like set it up so like, okay, follow me on Facebook, get some entries, follow me on Twitter, get some entries, you know, whatever. Follow on YouTube, get some entries, yada yada yada. I think I might end up doing something like that. Yeah, win a drawing or something. I think that sounds like an okay thing for 50. I'd have to be careful planning a 24-hour stream because it's like the way my schedule is shit. So I don't know how that would work very well. It's not out of the question. It's just problematic. That's me. That's actually quite detail. That's cerulean. Ew. Oh. I think I saw that in a movie once. Anyway, I should mark this channel as for 18 or older. I don't know. That's kind of disgusting. I figured I wasn't going to ever paint any nudes, so I didn't have to worry about it. You know, my wife loves watching the Golden Girls over the weekends. Like every weekend, I mean, they do. I don't know if it's MeTV or whatever the hell channel it is that she watches the whole time. But I was actually kind of shocked. I mean, I remember the show being, you know, addressing things, I guess, but I don't remember it like, you know, as being really dynamic and daring in a lot of ways as it was, given that it's the 80s, you know, like when this was all going on. Last night we watched one where Dorothy's like, you know, college friend comes in to visit, and you know, it turns, you know, she's a lesbian, but Dorothy didn't know how to tell everybody, and then she falls for Rose, but you know, she knows Rose isn't gay, so she's, yeah, but they kind of talk about it a little bit. And I was like, God damn, man, you got to think, this was, you know, it's not even just that this is, okay, 80s TV. You can kind of go, okay, well, 80s TV is 80s TV, I guess, in a degree, but you have to think that this is 80s TV on, like, a major network, you know, with one of the most, you know, watched shows at the time. I was like, son of a bitch, man, they went big sometimes. Another one where Blanche's brother turns out that, you know, he comes in and admits that he's gay, and there's all sorts of, like, I was like, wow, man, they took some fucking steps sometimes. Now, the pilot originally had them with a gay housekeeper, and you know, that was like one of the things. I mean, like, as you could say, like, most of them got the, like, they were all in soap, right, at some point. I know, obviously, B. Arthur was, but so you could say they obviously carried some stuff over from there. But still, it was pretty fucking risky to be like, okay, well, here we are. We're going to have our main characters address this shit. You know? Especially because they were talking Reagan, like, 80s, you know? Where they didn't even want to admit AIDS was a problem until it wasn't just in the gay community anymore. I just thought that was interesting. I was like, damn, man, they really were bold as shit back then, given the time period. I give him credit. It's a lot of, you know. And doing it in a way, too, that it's not like, you know, it wasn't on a very special episode of Golden Girls, you know. The one with Blanche's brother cracked me up, though, because Rose told Dorothy, but didn't want to, you know, didn't tell Sophia. Like, and so Sophia says, "I'll find out what the guy's secret is, you know, with just a few questions." And he comes in the room, and she says, "How you like the weather here?" And it's fantastic. You know, I see. And you know, what did you think about something? I forget what it was now. Yeah, oh, I love, you know, that was wonderful. Oh, I see. And I forget, she has something else, and yeah, oh, like, how'd you sleep or something like that, whatever. Something stupid. And she goes, yeah, okay, you can leave the room now. And so she leaves the room, and then as soon as he leaves the room, Sophia goes, he's, how does she say it? She's, crap, I forget what phrase she used. It's pretty funny. He's gay as whatever, and Dorothy's, Mom, that's amazing. How did you know? And she goes, I heard him singing in his shower. He's the only man I know knows, you know, whatever, some Broadway show. It was funny. She fucked with Dorothy the whole time. It's just great. There's some fucking genius writing back then. It's funny because I don't think even, you know, you can get stuff that's much more not looking to say politically correct. That's not topical. Let's put it. Topical is the right way to put it now. You know, like, because it's not politically correct. It's talking about stuff that's just fucking happening. But I don't know if you can get it writing that was that crisp. You know, not just with what they were dealing with, but dealing with it too in a sense that they were not doing it, you know, super exploitively. Like, you know, like I said, it's just an episode. Her brother's coming. She tries, you know, Blanche tries to hook him up, and he won't hook up with anybody. And he has a conversation with Rose, and that's when it comes out to Rose. But then, when, you know, comes time to tell Blanche, he backs out at the last second, says he slept with Rose, and yada yada, blah, blah, blah. But overall, the whole show in general, you know, I do appreciate the fact that they just, none of the women there seem to ever have the problem with being the butt of the joke, you know? And I mean really going beyond just the, you know, the declarations of that Blanche is the slut or whatever, and you know, Dorothy is the stuck-up one, or, yeah, like, they all had their bits where, okay, we're gonna hit you on this one pretty hard, and it's just, again, there's a lot of talent in that show. I don't know if whether, I mean, at the time it obviously must have been recognized, and I think it was forgotten for a while. Thankfully, people like my wife kept it alive, I guess, because now there's a bunch of Golden Girls shit everywhere. Makes it easy to buy my wife Christmas gifts. Again, because I was having trouble for a while. I used to be like, what do you want? I'll just fucking put it on a list and I'll buy it. Won't even have, you know. Won't debate it, just give me it and I'll put it on there. And yeah, this one's fighting me. Damn it. I did not want this one to fight me tonight. We got a lot of work on this. But now it's like, there's Golden Girl stuff. It's like, okay, I can sneak some stuff in without necessarily having to ask her. The only downside is sometimes that shit still ends up on her list, you know, around Christmas time, and then I get it, and okay, I already bought this, I got that, okay. That's a little bit of a pain in the ass. It's a little disappointing, you know. It's like, I thought I got ahead of you. And technically, I did get ahead of her, but she ends up asking for it. It's like, she knows that she asked for it. That's pretty much expected. Like, I will do whatever I can. I got a lot more liquidy than I wanted it to, but okay, we're alright. We're just doing this for touch-ups area. Of course, it may be too liquid to actually hold anything. Midnight district, all at the sun sets you right. She can remember a time that I stood by. It's not the right brush yet. It's done. We're still too early. Let's try this one. This one might do it. Things don't even here. But there's another thing, like, you think about, okay, like, alright, say talent like that. Like, can you think of another show nowadays where, you know, you're talking an ensemble cast? Because when Golden Girls came out, I mean, all of them were well-known, well-respected, you know, comedic names long before that show ever came out. I mean, you can always point to B. Arthur's, yeah, just even going to B. Arthur's bit in History of the World. What are you? I'm a stand-up philosopher. A what? Stand-up philosopher. Oh, you're a bullshit artist. Okay, that I can work with. Did you bullshit this week? No. Did you try to bullshit? Yes. And with the exception of the mistake that was the Star Wars Christmas special. But we can't hold that on. Be there. We can't. I still think one of my favorite B. Arthur stories actually comes from Jeffrey Ross, who, I forget who they were roasting. I don't think it was one of the Comedy Central roasts. I believe it was like a legitimate Friars Club roast that was happening, you know, at the club, you know, not televised or whatever. But he dropped a line where he says, I wouldn't fuck you with B. Arthur's dick. And he says right afterwards, she actually got up and left. And he thought he'd offended her. He's like, oh my God, I offended B. Arthur. Like, she's been here for years. She has to know what this is like, you know, like, oh my God, you know. He's like, he was actually very concerned. Again, he looks at her as comedic royalty in a lot of ways. Actually, should have been. And, you know, a few years later, I guess he got to meet her behind stage somewhere, and he says, hey, yes, you know, Miss Arthur, I don't know if you remember me or not. He goes, my name's Jeffrey Ross. And I guess as soon as he said it, he goes, oh, you son of a bitch, you got me good that night. So it was just like, you know, she definitely enjoyed it. She was just time to leave, I guess. So, like I said, it goes back to that whole thing where they really didn't, none of them seem to have an issue with being the butt of the joke anytime. I think nowadays you end up in a spot where a lot of stars of the show will not end up as the butt of the joke. You know? Unless that's what it's, like, predicated on. You know, legitimately, like... You know. You think, like, back to, like, say, Home Improvement, you know. Well, Tim was always the butt of the joke. That was the point. Yeah. Personal politics aside, with what it regards, yeah, Tim Allen. I mean, at least when it started, Home Improvement was at least sort of funny. Problem is they eventually got too formulaic and let's break out the big guns. Some weight available. Okay, let's try some weight up there. I'll tell you this though, I sure as shit wish it would fucking stop raining sometime this week. It sucks. I have off on Tuesday. To be quite honest, I'm debating whether or not to do a bonus show on Tuesday. There's a couple problems. First off, last time I did a bonus show when I took off for a doctor's appointment, I ended up missing my doctor's appointment because I was a moron. And I put the wrong time in my phone, like a month early, or no, 2 months earlier. So it was like by the time I realized I had screwed up, I was too late. I go to my doctor's and I had to pay them, what was it, almost, it was $130 for just to not see her, basically. That was nice. I like that. He says in a sarcastic tone because it was not nice. He was quite upset by it. There's nothing quite like going to a shrink and having them turn you away at the door after they say, give us your money. We'll see you in a little over a month. There's nothing quite like that for a depressive person to, hey, I don't want to be seen at all. Thank you. What's the worst that could happen? Anyway. Well, it's funny too, like to me, is that I'm not just, I've said about it before. I deal with depression and I deal with ADD. And if you've ever listened to one of my rants and when I start talking and I get distracted, you'll hear it. That's probably going to happen right now too. But anyway, so them knowing that I suffer from ADD, and they look at me like, well, we told you, that your doctor's appointment was, that's fucking awesome. And I went right down and immediately forgot what time you told me. I thought I had it and I didn't. And that's what happens. Like, quite honestly, and to be honest, they have under-medicated me on purpose. We've discussed it. Like they want to keep me to the point where I am mostly functional. That's the best way to put it. But without getting me to the point that I'm like, without being watered down. That's the best way to put it. Without being washed out by my medication. That's our goal. Is to, because they know, like my doctors all know that this, not the specific rock, but this is all important to me. Beyond anything else. There's a majority of shit that I have to deal with on a regular basis that I would literally sacrifice ahead of this. But the stuff to, the medication to kind of make me able to deal with that shit, at least, especially when it comes to work and all that garbage, that you know, drags me down every day. It's like, yes, they could do stuff to make me barely notice it, you know? I would be fine at work every day. But it would put me down to the point that this would die immediately. Like, there's no way. Drew back the curtain to see for certain what I thought I knew. Far, far away, someone was weeping, but the world was sleeping, and a dreaming deep. I wore my coat with golden lining, bright colors shining, wonderful and new. And in the east, the dawn was breaking, and the world was waking. Any dream will do. A crash of drums, a flash of light, my golden coat flew out of sight. Colors faded into darkness, I was left alone. May I return to the beginning? The light is dimming, and the dream is too. The world and I, we are still waiting, still hesitating, any dream will do. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, you guys missed the fun thing. I didn't mention this because this happened on Friday. I forgot to talk about it. So I had this, been working on a case for a while. This customer's, was sent the wrong thing from Europe. They would ordered something and they got a different thing. Almost an identical part, but not quite what they'd asked for. Something rather stupid. It was like a $40 item, which, truth be told, if you order something by accident at that range, or you get something by accident and it's not what you ordered, fucking deduct it and we'll just eat it. Like, we don't, like, if it's that small, if it's $40, nobody will even look at it, literally, right? Well, this guy made like a huge fucking hullabaloo about it. Like, oh my fucking god, you know, it's like, dude, just fucking reorder it and just fucking shut the fuck up. No one will even bill you for it. Like we'll bill you, but literally you just go deduct, and it would go away. Literally, nobody would ever think twice about it. All right, and these guys know this. These guys do it to us all the time. But for some reason, there's certain times where they just want to drag it out. I don't know why. You know, like, so this guy's making a big hubbub about it, or whatever, and he's been sending emails. And every time I try to get back to him, somebody calls or somebody does something, and you know, my idiot teammates say something else, and they get me somewhere else. And so it's one of these. There's cases I always joke around are just cursed cases at work. Well, my boss decided to send a reply to the guy regarding something in his emails, and he copied in my home email address. My private email address. Not just to this customer, but to the 8 other people that work for this same company. And they all now have my private home email address. And I can't tell you how thrilled I am that that's happened. I can't tell you how awesome that is. I can't wait till one day they follow up. Because this is also a company that likes to follow up on cases that were closed 6, 7, 8 months ago with something that's completely unrelated to their case. You know, they want to start it on another order or whatever, but they'll use a case that they had, you know, last year to talk about it. That isn't even related to that order, like I said. And then complained about them not getting answers from people that they sent emails to. Because our case, by the way, once we close them, you send an email back to it, and there's a 50-50 shot we're going to see it. It just goes into a limbo sometimes, and we don't ever notice them. So they get pissed off because they sent it and didn't follow stuff they've been told repeatedly not to do. But anyway, so now they'll be able to send an email to my private email, and I'll start getting those there. And then they'll start harassing my boss about why they're not getting a response from Brian, even though they sent it to his fucking private email. And somehow it's going to be my problem. It should be worth noting, too, by the way, that I have marked all of them as spam. So the second they send something, it ought to be kicking the fuck out. So I won't see those emails until they start copying my boss, like I said, and saying, why aren't we getting an email response? Why won't he tell us what's going on? This thing that we asked about that was unrelated to that original case 6 months ago. And why, even though we're sending it to the wrong address, do we not care? What's really funny is technically, beyond the fact that it's personal information of mine that got out, technically, because they sent it to non-Siemens, non-customer server, technically my boss violated some rules. Oops. And my boss sends back in response when I said, dude, seriously, my personal email? We've been jumping through hoops trying to get an answer from you for this case, and you didn't answer the guy. It's like, okay, well, that's still no fucking reason to use my personal fucking email address. Ever. See, I'm very touchy about this, and I won't lie. And even though it's printed, I'll be honest, it's printed on my goddamn webpage. You can reach me via that. You know, it's SuicideStudios.com, whatever, 2SS Comics. Like, it's there. I'm not really that protective, I guess. I'm just protective about it when it comes to anyone associated with my normal job. Because when I worked for Sprint PCS years ago, again, I call them Sprint PCS, so that tells you how fucking long ago it was. Back when there was actually another Sprint, there was something else, they were another division. They used to require us to put on our business cards our personal cell phones. Okay? Yeah. And now that made sense for our sales guys, because the sales guys, they were mostly commission. It's like one of those things where they pay a base and then they get commission or whatever. But you would like to be able to be there if, like say you had a customer you're talking to, and they're like, well, we want to discuss this a little bit first, and then they go home and, they decide to come back like 3 days later, but it's your day off. And you want to be, maybe you want them to be able to call and, hey, we're coming back in, Didn't happen all the time, but it happened enough I could see them wanting to have that on there. Because that's your money, man. You don't want them going in and talking to somebody else and then they just rip you off, You had a lot of stuff in place to try to protect against that, but not always. I mean, there's nothing that really stopped that other sales rep from taking just taking your card and throwing it out. So by the time it got to me as a customer sales engineer, customer service rep in the store, I'm ringing the person out. I had no idea whose sale it was. He tells me it's theirs, so I give it to them. So, I can understand the sales guys wanting their numbers on there. But as a customer service rep agent, it used to make it a little more difficult sometimes, because sometimes the customer would take my card, and now I was their primary point of contact when there was anything wrong. Even stuff that wasn't stuff that I could handle, like if it was technical issues that, or if their phone was cut off because of bill payments or whatever, yada yada. And I had a guy that would call me at literally crazy number of hours. I'd get phone calls at like 1:30 in the morning. This is when I was 20-something years old, so obviously I was up and, out drinking and stuff like that. But I get these phone calls from this guy, and I feel like, and angry voicemails about, my phone's still having issues. Your customer service fixed my phone. And I'm like, dude, I am not in the store. You know, like, I am not here right now. Like, you cannot have me at 3 in the morning come at, you can't come up and fix my phone, fix your phone. Like, that's not how this works. That's not how any of this works. And it got to the point where the guy was literally harassing me. He was quite honestly calling me at stupid hours, and and I tell him, hey, I'm not in the store, this is my day off, or we closed and I left an hour ago, like, bullshit, why are you answering the phone? Because he thought it was the store phone. He got so confused. Yeah, he's a little older guy, and I mean, maybe he was having a little dementia or something, I don't know. But either way, it got to the point where I had to call, like, our employee customer service line, tell them what the hell was going on. They had to escalate up to our security department, who then had to quite literally have the man blocked from contacting me, and told, they called him and said, if you contact this customer service rep again, charges will be pressed. Like, they were like, quite honestly, like, you will not call this person ever again. You are not to go in the store anymore. They were like, you have to go somewhere else besides dealing with, scripts. Which, I'll be honest, as I've said many times, when I talk about the job I work now, and I can try to say how shitty it is, you have to realize that Sprint PCS at this time was one of the, like, worst companies, ranked or whatever in customer service or whatever, and call quality. Yeah, well, not call quality, but it was like call your service areas, right? They were pretty bad, especially in this area, especially where we were selling, because we're in an area that would not allow towers to be put up, and then they complained about how they had no service. Whole other issue. But truth be told, when it came to a majority of the time how they handled their employees, they really weren't bad. I'm pissed off at how I got shit canned, mostly because my boss at the time, like, he pretty much knew that this store was going under, and he's like, look, there's a really good chance that I can't fix this store, because we're the 10th slowest store in the country, like I said, and you just can't sell phones where people, this is really at the time when people were transitioning out of the whole idea of a cell phone is just a cell phone for whatever. This is when people were going more of, like, I'd like to make my cell phone my only phone and get rid of my home line. So, when you're selling in an area that literally people can't use their phone in their house because they have really thick, old-style stone walls, and, like I said, they won't allow towers to be built up anyway, so where you do, quote-unquote, have a little bit of service, you still, like, there's so much area that doesn't still because, well, the towers aren't allowed to be put there, by this township. Like, yeah. That sucks, and, there's just not much you can do about it. But they shit-canned our whole store. I think they left one sales rep, and he was basically there, I think, from what I understand, to just train the other ones coming in, and then I believe he was shit-canned. So yes, that part of the end was shady and shitty and whatever. And I was angry about it, I think rightfully so. Especially because, like I said, my boss was like, I want you to come with me to the next store I go to. He's like, you're going to, you've got it to be customer service manager, you got, I think you've got great potential, blah, 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 blah. And then when it came time for them making their decision process, he just sort of looked at me, like, kind of like, Brian, I have to let you go. Yeah, I was like, oh, fuck you. Like, literally, I was just so pissed off. I was just like, oh, fuck you, dude. You swore you were going to have my ass protected. Because we all knew it was coming when he was... Well, we knew it was coming when he was brought in. And, like I said, there was nothing in it that even remotely made me feel that he was lying to me about it. So I don't think he really did... I think he legitimately did not want to lose me. He did want to bring me to the next door, but... it pissed me off. Because the other thing, too, is they had fired my... my supervisor, customer service supervisor, like a few months earlier, maybe 2 months earlier. And so I had been doing his job. I mean, not that it wasn't already my job technically, but like you know, like I was already doing customer service stuff. That's the main part. But I was also doing all the, shift closings and stuff that would have to be done. I was technically on site customer service manager. Like, in a sense, I had to do a lot of stuff that was not in my pay grade. And I wasn't getting paid extra to do it. But I thought, okay, well, I'm going to get promoted with John here, and he's going to help me out. And, it's America. Don't let me sleep in now. Don't catch you slipping up. Look what I'm whipping up. This is America. You're slipping up. Don't let you slipping up. And like I said, though, but at least under the most part, like, they all had my back when it came to that asshole. Like I said, the security officer came in. He asked me what happened. I was like, dude, here's. He took my card right out of here, and it's got my number on it, and he was calling it like it was a store number. And at crazy times of night, he's like, okay, well. He's like, all right, we'll take care of it. That was the same asshole later came in and fired me, but, Well, he didn't do it. Like I said, he stood there like, literally stayed there with my boss at the time. Like that. It's like, fuck you. It's just like the whole situation was like, come on. You guys, like, just fucking, Like, I want to be like, you have the balls to actually do it instead of making him do it. But, anyway. I'm so familiar. So pretty. Oh, it's nice. There's a little bit of yellow in there. Contraband. Waka. You go back. Waka. America. I just checked my following list. You motherfuckers owe me. Get your money. Black man. Money. Black man. You can tell somebody, you must hold me, get your money. Alright, it looks like it's just about time for me to run up real quick. Give my kids a kiss goodnight, because they got school tomorrow. Then I'm going to run back out here after getting myself a bottle of water. I think that sounds like a plan, because I am thirsty. Man, this like volcanic ash like rock or whatever that we're working on here, it's just a pain in the balls, man. This thing's just all over. It's just about that time. Just want to like touch it in a few spots. I'll put a drop on this again. I've said it before. I have no power really to make any considerable notice on their account, but I just think it's funny and I think people should watch it. Hillary Hahn's doing the 100 Days of Practice. Check them out. They're fucking awesome on Instagram. It's Violin Cases, her official case. It's supposed to be her violin cases, tracking all this stuff. But it's pretty cool. It has one where she's getting on a plane, or she's on the plane, I should say. It's like, I guess, like a private jet or whatever, and she straps in, and while the plane's flying, she's practicing her violin. It's pretty funny. keep meaning to show that to my kids. Be like, look, she practices whenever. Don't give me shit when I tell you to practice your karate or whatever. All right. Yeah, that's 9:02. So I'll be right back. Do that. Okay, throw it up there. Be right back. I can't see the screen anymore, so whatever it says is what it's going to say. Did I do it right? Hey, I spelled it without fucking up. All right. Do that. Be back in like 10 minutes. Alright. Felt bad for my oldest brat. She was on her way up to have dinner with the family. Her mother's down in Delaware. And it was like just terrible shit to go to Delaware. No, she was coming up and her car started causing all sorts of giving all sorts of funk. And it was like rattling and stuff, and she knew what was wrong with it. She, I guess pulled over at like a pizza place that was like closed because they're not open on Sundays or whatever or something. And she she's waiting for her stepdad, who obviously lives in Delaware where they live. And he got there, he started, and they said they just had the car worked on. Like, they just literally had it worked on not too long ago. And so he gets there, and they start driving, and her tire falls off. And thankfully, she at this point was no longer driving. She had her stepdad came with his truck, and his boyfriend Andrew, I think, was driving the truck, and I just sort of did the wrong. Okay, I went the wrong way on this one. Okay, we're alright. It's not too big a deal. So I was like, that's kind of a big fuck up. Whoever worked on her car before, and I'm gonna let them take care of it, and hopefully they do the right thing. Because if they gotta trigger me, they're gonna wish that they didn't have to. Let's put it that way. I'm gonna try to let, because it's, I think, like, somebody that her stepdad knows or something, someone he trusts. So I'm hoping that he can discuss this with this gentleman and take care of it, whoever it may be. Because if I have to get down there and involved, I'm not going to be a happy camper. Because if they had injured my daughter, I would have broken them into 3 pieces and buried them along the highway. And talk about Mama Bear syndrome and all that shit. Never had to deal with me. I made the guy his own proctologist, you know what I'm saying? And look, if there's one thing I want everyone to take away from this stream here on a regular basis, you hear me bitch about work all the time, and if you can't tell, I have some pent-up aggression for it. So, I gotta deal with people being morons all the goddamn time, and I never have any repercussions against them. It used to be one thing when I would go to the Phillies, and afterwards, and someone gives me shit, I'd toss their ass out, and I'd feel better about the whole day. It would help when they would win too. I mean, that was one thing. When the Phillies would win, it was like fucking great. They haven't been doing that much anyway now, so. They used to add to the issue then. They were winning. It's like, I'd go in there and like, okay, well, I get paid to watch baseball, and then you start watching like, this isn't baseball. This is, I'd rather watch I can't even say this is minor league baseball, because like, I'd rather watch the Little League World Series play than these people right now. There were some bad years, man. There were some bad years recently. This year's not great at the end now. It was like going really well too, and then they fucked it up. I still can't figure out how the Mets suck as bad as they do. And I'm not trying to be like this, sarcastic, and Phillies fan who always hates the Mets, because I mean I do. But the fact of the matter is like you got DeGrom and you got Syndergaard, who are like. I mean, DeGrom's right now the favorite for the Cy Young. And it just clearly shows that they have nobody hitting behind them. They just have zero fucking offense, because there's no fucking way they should be that bad. It's like, it's mesmerizing how bad they are sometimes. But they beat the shit out of us this past weekend, so, I mean, what does that say about us? And yes, I know, like, Syndergaard was out for injury for a while or whatever. I don't think DeGrom was he? I thought I remember last time I watched a game where they were against the Mets. But I honestly don't remember how long ago that was, so it could have been a very long time ago, and I'm just remembering it badly. But even when the Mets sucked, like full on sucked, we always had trouble with them. And I don't know if it's like a... There's always that weird thing, like when the Phillies were good even, like, you know, like, there were certain teams that were just awful, but for some reason they had our number. The Nationals come to mind a lot, too. Like, they were always seemed to be, like, somebody we could not do well against. Even when we were, winning our 104 games that season or whatever. I guess I bored somebody with baseball talk because it just dropped out, huh? Oh, well. But man, if they don't like baseball talk, I sure as hell hope they like fucking hockey talk, because Flyers are coming back soon. That's going to be interesting. I don't know how I'm going to handle that. Since I started streaming regularly, I don't want to give that up too much. I might have to rearrange some things. I was thinking about it. I might have to figure out a new way to do Sundays. And that's going to have to boil down with some discussions with my wife about whether or not I can do Sundays, like, in the I won't say the morning because I'm not going to do the morning. I don't do mornings on Sundays. But maybe if I could do, like Sunday afternoons or something before we go out, something like that. I have no idea what just set you off, you stupid thing. Anyway, just because I'm thinking, the paintings are definitely taking me longer, and this extra hour plus or so that I get every Sunday night is really effective. But once Walking Dead comes back, this is going to go away, because I watched Walking Dead, at least for the first half of the season. I can't guarantee I'll be continuing after they kill off Rick. Let's be honest, that's what they're doing. It's the only thing they can do. It would make any sense and not be a complete, like, disgrace to the show, or disgrace to the character. So Rick's dead. We know that it's going to happen, which is bullshit. Again, I'm sorry. I see that's the thing. I guess because I'm such a big fan of the books, and like I had enough trouble when they were like, "Oh, they're killing Carl off." I'm like, "Well, how are they going to do? Like, there's stuff coming up in the Whisperers War that's like literally has to be Carl. Like, I don't know how they can pull it off without it being Carl." And I've heard some talks that they're going to let the girl that Carl sort of had a little thing with, now hangs out with Maggie. Shit, what's her name? See, this is the problem. I can't even remember her name. It's like I have no real investment in that character, as I did with Carl. And it's like, Carl in the books especially, this is, at least where I was, that's certainly when he's starting to come into his own. And it makes a big difference about, like, his interactions with Negan and stuff. And I don't know. There's a whole bunch of stuff where I'm like, dude, if you don't do this with Carl, you were in some trouble. Now that you're taking Rick out of the equation too, you're in some shit. Like, you're not even in trouble anymore. You are knee deep in a horse hell, ton of shit there, and there ain't no way out anymore. And I feel bad, but like I said, hey man, it's been a good run, I guess. I don't know. I'm a little disappointed, but we'll see. Like I said, I'll make that call when I get there. But the fact of the matter is, like I said, I will, at least for the first part of the season, be checking in. So that means I'm going to be leaving this stream every night again at like 8:45, which means I have to rush home and make sure I'm here by 7:30 to make at least an hour and 15. You know, and it's like, you know what? Like, what if I just try to do it at like, you know, like let's say like noon to 3 or something like that. You know, maybe it'd be a little more convenient. Look, football fans in Philly aren't watching. I know that. It doesn't matter to me. That's fine. You know. Not a lot of football fans are going to watch anyway, but on occasion I imagine a friend of mine does. Yeah, one or two might drop by. You know, and in this way, we typically go, if we go out to dinner with my folks or go over to their house or whatever on every other weekend, it's like, that's always around 4 o'clock. So if I did 12 to 3, you know, that's perfectly reasonable. And that's just it. Like I said, I have to go talk to my wife and just be like, look, that means we can't... Basically means Sundays are, you got to get something done. You go out on your own to do it or whatever. And that's why I'll have to work it out. Like I said, we'll talk. You know, we'll burn those bridges when we get there. Because that also means there's always going to end up being exceptions, though, if it's on a Sunday afternoon. Because when it comes to say when the weather gets bad, yeah, when winter comes in, I mean, I'm gonna have to mow. Yeah, I'm gonna have to mow my lawn. Yeah, I'm gonna have to shovel my driveway and stuff. You know, and on Sundays, if it happens on a Sunday, it's gonna be during that time period. I'm gonna be out there trying to get it done rather than do it at night. You know. So, there's little elements that come into play that I can't be 100% sure of. If they let me hit affiliate, if I get 50 followers here, then I could at least put on reruns when I have to shovel. So, push for 50. We got 41. I know there's somebody here watching, so I don't know how me on that. But hey, we're at 41. We got 9 more people to go, baby. I already make fake accounts and just give myself my affiliate. I don't know how well that would work, but living in the sea. Yeah, I found God and he was absolutely nothing but something just like taxi, taxi, hotel, hotel. I got the whiskey, baby, I got the whiskey. I got the cigarettes. Automatic, taxi, stop, electric, cigarette, love, baby, hotel, rock and roll, the discotheque. Electric, super sex, automatic, taxi, stop, electric, cigarette, love, baby, hotel, rock and roll, the discotheque. Electric, super sex. I got the whiskey, baby, I got the whiskey. I got the cigarettes. You are a super ultra maxi fighter, super funky love, baby. Ah, I need the superstar. I need a candy bar. Automatic, taxi, stop, electric, cigarette, love, baby, hotel, rock and roll, the discotheque. Electric, super sex. Automatic, taxi, stop, electric, cigarette, love, baby, hotel, rock and roll, the disc. Electric super sex. Now I think regarding the Flyers games, because my dad gets partial season tickets usually every year, and then he sparsons them out a little bit to me and my brother. I do not think there are too many Sunday games. I believe most of what he has is on a Saturday afternoon game. So I don't think that would be an issue regarding my stream schedule if I switched it out to Sunday afternoons. And you know what? I'm kind of in the mood to always try, see if I shift a few hours to see what happens. You know what I mean? I mean, like, there's some, like, if I did another bonus stream on Tuesday. Now, my son's thing is, back to school night is Tuesday evening, so it's not going to be Tuesday evening, it would be Tuesday in the afternoon, after my doctor's appointment. But if I do something like that, that's one where it's like, well, even if it's successful, I can't really do that again until I am no longer working a full-time job, which is unlikely anytime soon. So that's not really worth giving too much effort to. So I'm probably not going to do on Tuesday, to be quite honest with you. Even though I'll be home, even though it'd be great to get a little extra time in on this, the fact of the matter is, like, you know what? I can just sit on my ass. I can play a little Rocket League maybe. Try to get that fucking platinum prize down, or at least get close to it. Tuesday when I'm home. That'd be nice. Babe, can you slow down? Slow down. Baby, can you slow down? Give people what they want, when they want, and they want it all the time. Wow, we have really just spent this entire fucking time on this one fucking rock, haven't we? Alright, let's try to make some bigger rocks, huh? What do you think? Let's make some bigger rocks here. You know, we gotta start stretching out this distance too. We gotta, like... The downside of this, I'm going to have to, like, completely remix some of these colors and stuff to really get this to crack how I want it to, because some of these have dried up. I should say some of them. They all dried up. I know it. There's no wet fucking thing on there right now. And that's fine, I guess, to a degree. We can work out stuff. I mean, we can... There's actually like a little bit of a kind of orange color one back here. It's not entirely orange, so we're going to drop in a little. Let's get a little touch of yellow ochre in there. A little more. Not enough on there. Alright, we're going to scrap that back a little. Let's put that back in there. Oops. That's it. There we go. That's the color I wanted right there. Slow down. Baby, can you slow down? Slow down. Baby, can you slow down? Giving people what they want, when they want, and they want it all the time. Giving people what they want, when, and they want it all the time. Give the people what they want, when they want, and they want it all the time. Give the people what they want, when they want, and they want it all the time. Give the people. Slow down. And they want it all the time. Give the people what they want, when they need it, yours and mine. Give the people what they want, when they want, and they want it all the time. Give the people what they need, when they need, and they need it, yours and mine. See that? Baby, can you slow down? See if we just sort of mix it right here on canvas. It's not that much of a stretch here to get that into something different. And they want to sit all the time. Let's put a little bit of blue, sort of blue in there. Just get a little darker. There we go. Change those colors a little bit. Actually, you know what? Let's switch that around. Let's put that one on top. There we go. So this really want to fall back in the background a little bit. You know what I mean? And we want to adjust that a little. We're going to pull that back up. Take that white. Too much there. Too much. Right there. There we go. Yours and mine. What do we think, guys? What do we think? What do we think? Come on, give me colors. Give me colors. Let's mix them in. Let's get some stuff together going on here. Let's get that. Let's see what that does. It's a little too yellow ochre. Let's bring that stuff back a little bit. A little yellow ochre's not fine. Too bad, but it's too much, I think. Or it should be like that. Should go on top. That could work. Let's do that. Let's do a little yellow ochre there. Put this guy like kind of across here. Yeah. And then we'll take like the white one there. We'll take this guy and go like that. So now this one's like kind of, it's over that yellow ochre one. Oh, went too far down, I think. I'm gonna pull that back up a little from that. We used to do that. We're gonna. Nah, we can't do it with that. We're gonna have to pull it out with this a little bit. Yeah, that's fine. I think we did a little. There we go. That's a little better, I think. And of course, to start adding some real depth in here, we can start throwing these in here. We start throwing them into a couple spots just to give it a little bit of. Oh, that's still too much. So let's try to put that up on the edge. There we go. Let's get that back up there a little bit. There we go. Just to give it some oomph. Oomph is always important, you know what I mean? And I want to tell you that oomph is what's really gonna make a difference. So even when we're not 100% on the same color, I'm going to kind of come in here and just drift it out a little. It'll work out just fine. Gives it that little bit of pop, you know, just a little bit of, maybe this is something else, maybe it's the same tone, who knows. You know, throw a little extra white on there, perfect. And take a little bit. Those together. And let's grab a little bit extra white on there. Just to give it some dashes of something different. That's not enough. Not enough. Let's grab a little more. Just a little bit something different. Yeah. little how's your father? I have no idea what this looks like to you guys. I always wonder about that. I mean, I can't keep looking at it. Like, if I look at it too much on Twitch, like, actually go onto Twitch. Oh, Jesus, look at my CPU already. I don't really want to fuck with that at all. Alright, let's get rid of that. We don't need to... I mean, my head's starting to shit. I also realized I never put on the auto... put the focus right. So God only knows what it's been looking at. I am a slob. Oh, it's like, yeah. I'm just kidding. She's not watching. She wouldn't watch this. She loves me, just not that much. Yeah, put a couple rocks here together. They're kind of like similar. Let's take a little you. Just a little bit you. And a little bit me. Whatever, I don't remember. What's the song go like? I forgot. Let's see, that makes a nice little tone. A little different. A little hello. Hello. Did you guys, by the way, I mean, like, look, it's horribly exploiting your child to get YouTube views. But damn it, was it fucking adorable. It's a little girl, like, she's like 2-3 years old, maybe at best, hosting a cooking show. Welcome to my cooking show. Today we bake cake. It's incredibly, like, stupidly adorable. And I was like, God damn, man, I wish I had thought about exploiting my children this way many years ago. I mean, love you, kids. It's like, man, my kids could have been exploited like that. They're cute. To a degree. Flash forward 30 years from now, my kids finding these in the YouTube archives or whatever. Fuck they are. My father was an asshole. And then they'll have to remind each other, like, you know, we grew up with them. We knew that. I didn't realize he was an asshole all the time. Let's get that one a little bit lower. Get a little bit of that pink. I can get a little bit of that pink on there. Let's see. Oh, that's a little too much pink. I didn't think I even had that much on that brush at all. Now I gotta fuck with it a little bit. Alright, no problem, no problem. You know, happy little fucking big mistakes. I mean, it's not out of the range of being fixed. It's just a pain in the balls to do it. Now let's just take that guy all the way up. He's over those two, I think, or... No, let's take him back over here. We're going to bring this one back this way. He's still the main guy on top here. He's over top of that one. Okay, but he's into that one, but he's over that one, he's over that one. See, this is the shit you can get easily lost in. This is why, like I said, I wanted to make sure I didn't... If I tried to be too on point with it. It would drive me insane. It would literally have taken me to the edge of madness. And look, I hang out there enough. I don't need to, go full tilt over that edge, I visit quite often. And they call it painting for lunatics for no reason. Though admittedly, like I was telling the wife after the, if you didn't see the thing earlier when I was talking about my boss giving my customers my private home email address, I had to say something to my wife the other day. I was like, maybe I'm not nuts. Maybe it turns out that, like, this place is either attempting to make me nuts. God damn it. When this happens, I remember I am. Or like, And I hypothesized one thing that I'm sure every woman loves to hear from their husband at some point in their lives, which is, I was like, maybe I died in that car accident a few years ago and I've just been trapped in hell all this time. I'm sure she'd love that one. Little bit, get a different color. Take that. Actually, don't need. Let's just stretch it out and give it a little more moisture in there. There we go. That's perfect. Anyway, goes back to the little girl that was painting or cooking. It's if you haven't seen it, you got to go find it. Like I said, she's 3 years old. And what's great is she's like, it's she gets super distracted sometimes, which is just makes it even funnier. Like, she'll be cooking or whatever she's doing, and clearly whatever her mom is telling her to say, and because there's a lot of hard cuts. There's a lot of times where it just goes, stand here, and she's just kind of shifted, But there's times where she's just sitting there, she's talking, and then she just looks over, I guess, to her father or whoever's videotaped her, Hello. I don't know, it's hilarious. I was cracking up from it. Like I said, I'm sitting there looking at my wife. Why didn't we exploit our children like this? Damn it, why did we have to be good parents? Not do that anymore. I mean, fuck it. I know what I meant. Not exactly what I said. Flash forward to my kids 30 years from now. He never was a good parent. Ah. That does this amount of fucking worthless artwork. Speaking of worthless artwork, again, I have posters of my view of tulips. Selling for $12 off the Two Society Studios homepage. It's literally twosocietystudios.com. I'll put up the number in a second. I'll put up the address. Just a second. Nobody's watching what I care. Alright, over here. Yeah, thought so. Nature, nurture, heaven and home. Some have all and by them driven to conquer every mountain shown, but I'll never cross the river. Brave the forest, brave the stone, brave the icy winds and fire. Braved and beat them on my own, yet I'm helpless by the river. Angel, angel, what have I done? Face the quakes, the wind, the fire. Conquered country, crown and throne. Why can't I cross this river? That one's still wet. That's hilarious. That's too much on my brush. Boom. Angel, angel, what have I done? Face the quakes, the wind, the fire. Conquered country, crown and throne. Why can't I cross this river? Pay no mind to the battles you've won. It'll take a lot more than rage and muscle. Open your heart and hands, my son, or you'll never make it over the river. Took a lot more than words and guns, a whole lot more than riches and muscle. The hands of the mighty must join as one, when together we'll cross the river. It'll take a lot more than words and guns, a whole lot more than riches and muscle. The hands of the mighty must join as one, and together we'll cross the river. Nature, nurture, heaven and home. Come of all and by them driven, to conquer every mountain shown. And together we'll cross the river. The forest brave, stick a lot more than words and guns, a whole lot more than riches and muscle. The hands of the mighty must join as one, and together we'll cross the river. Together we'll cross the river. Together we'll cross the river. Nurture, nurture, heaven and home. And together we'll cross the river. Nurture, nurture, heaven and home. Together we'll cross the river. I've been a bad, bad girl. I've been careless with a delicate man, and it's a sad, sad world. When a girl will break a boy just because she can, don't you tell me to deny it. I've done wrong and I want to suffer for my sins. I can do 'cause I need guidance to be true, so I just don't know where I can begin. What I need is a good defense, 'cause I'm feeling like a criminal. And I need to be redeemed to the one I sinned against, because he's all I ever knew of love. Heaven help me for the way I am, sitting here from these evil deeds before I get them done. I know tomorrow brings the consequence at hand, but I keep living this day like the next will never come. Oh, help me, but don't tell me to deny it. I gotta cleanse myself of all these thoughts that I'm good enough for him. I can't do that to lose, and I'm betting high, so I'm begging you before it ends, just tell me where to begin. And what I need is a good defense, 'cause I'm feeling like a criminal. And I need to be redeemed to the one I sinned against, because he's all I ever knew of love. Boom, boom, boom. Let me know the way before there's hell to pay. Give me room to lay the law and let me go. I gotta make a play to make my lover stay. So what would an angel say the devil wants to know? What I need is a good defense, 'cause I'm feeling like a criminal. And I need to be redeemed to the one I sinned against, because she's all I ever knew of love. What I need is a good defense, 'cause I'm feeling like a criminal. And I need to be redeemed to the one I've sinned against, because she's all I ever knew of love. Told you it's like Scuttle singing, man. I know. Boom, boom. Should pull that back out a little bit. Just a little bit of that. I got too much of a brush now, I think, at this point, so unfortunately. Yeah, that's alright. We're going to work that out. There's a couple places here I'm going to have to kind of like almost rework them from the ground up, because we let stuff dry and who do you care? Not here. You never looked so good. Taking life, sound like just wish I could. It's the universe let up me. Already in the past. That's the gods. It seems to say. He said I left my home where the dead never roam, where the streets are road I've yet to find. And at the end of the day, all you can do is pray. Without hope, well, you might as well be blind. Yeah, be blind. Tomorrow comes a day too soon. Tomorrow comes a day too soon. Yep, sweet angel, where have you gone? You've sailed away too soon. So here we go. See me travel, see me fall. As a marriage, said it all. Said I left my home where the dead never roams, where the streets of gold I've yet to find. And at the end of the day, all you can do is pray. Without hope, well, you might as well be blind. Yeah, be blind. Tomorrow comes a day too soon. Tomorrow comes a day too soon. Well, I think I just stumbled upon a great color right there. It's a little bit of oxide, a little bit of ultramarine violet. It's nice and dark. I left my home where the dead never rose, the streets of gold I've yet to find. And at the end of the day, all you can do is pray. Without hope, well, you might as well be blind. Yeah, be blind. Tomorrow comes a day too soon. Tomorrow comes a day too soon. Tomorrow comes a day too soon. It's a little. Well, you never look so good. Stop it, I got too much on there. There we go. That looks good. Oh, that looks good. Yes. Yes. I wanna know your name, 'cause you don't look the same the way you did before. Okay, you think you got a pretty face, but the rest of you is out of place. You looked alright before. Fox on the run, you screaming, everybody come, run and take and run and hide yourself away. For Foxy Fox on the run and hide away. You talk about yourself, man. Oh. Where's it? Right there. Cause you don't look the same. Oh, that's rough. Fox on the run, you screaming, everybody comes around and take and run and hide yourself away. Foxy on the run, fox on the run, then hide away. Foxy fox on the run, you're screaming, everybody comes around and take and run and hide yourself away. This is maybe. No, let's just go really hard with that purple. See what we get. Because I think it's so watered down that it's not going to give me much in the way of trouble. Yeah. Let me take a little bit of this. Maybe a little bit of that. Let the world be the world. Let the dream unfurl. Let it run its own game. Let it dance, be yourself. I didn't put it here. I'm gonna let it slide. Got a master crazy on the other side. Lifting me up. I ain't got no brains. I can't trust my eyes. 'Cause a beautiful day, you can't see the light. Like to find my way, well it must be blind. With the faucet fired up, taking over my mind. Yeah, waking me up, obliging me to the sun. Oh, obliging me to the sun. Ah, sun, sun, merciful one. Sun, sun, yeah. Sun, sun, won't you lay down? The world be the world. Let the girl be the girl. Let the beauty move ya. Let the dance be your guide. Sun, sun, oh yeah. Sun, sun, won't you lay down your light on the sun? All we need is to come into the sun. I've been in the dark for so long. All I need, all we need, all I need, all we need, yeah. Sun, sun, merciful one. Sun, sun, yeah. Sun, sun, won't you lay down your light on the sun? Sun, oh, yeah. Sun. sun, sun. Ooh, sun. I won't lie, this is going to be one of those areas where we can sit here and we will work this, and we will work this. We will be on this for a while, and then it'll never actually be finished. And the reason that is because this is one of those things where we could constantly just keep doing more and more to make this look a little better and a little better and a little better. But we'll end up going mad from it. Wing I think of flying down in the sea of pins and feathers and all the instruments of faith and sex and God in the belly of a black-winged bird. Don't try to play me, 'cause I've been here before and I deserve a little more. I belong in the service of the Queen. I belong. Did I finish off the last two of that? I don't feel like I did, but I've been thinking, and I am the Rain King. I say, mama, 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 why am I so alone? I can't go outside, I'm scared I might not make it home. But I'm alive, I'm alive. I'm taking in. If there's anyone home with your place done, why don't you invite me in? Don't try to bleed me, 'cause I've been here before and I deserve a little more. I belong in the service of the Queen. I belong anywhere but in between. She's been lying, and I've been sinking, and I am the Rain King. Yeah, I walk these streets as anyone. All the same, it's not in misery. After all the dreaming, I come home again. I just try to remind myself, I know it's hard to get viewers this way. I think like this. I was looking at somebody who's playing Rocket League, and he's just hoping to hit platinum where I was, and I'm like, oh man, here he is, he's got 1,000 viewers or whatever, just shy of it, and I'm like, and I'm not trying to be critical, because God knows, like I said, I'm not much better. I'm not better at all. But he was talking about the road to platinum, and I'm like, oh my God. Like, serve a little more, I belong in the service of the Queen. I belong anywhere but in between. She's been lying, and I've been drinking, and I am the Rain King. I say, I am the Rain King. I say, yeah, well, I am the Rain King. Yeah! That ending. It's almost an Axl Rose type ending. Yeah! I don't know why I love that. Even I hate Axl Rose. In Napoli, where love is king, When boy meets girl, here's what they sing. When the moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie, that's amore. When the world seems to shine like you had too much wine, that's amore. Bells will ring, ting-a-ling-a-ling, ting-a-ling-a-ling, and you'll sing Vita Bella. Hearts will play tippy-tippy-tay, like they gave Valendella. When the skies make you drool, just like pasta fazool, that's amore. Dance on the street like a crowd at your feet, you're in love. When you walk in a dream, but you know you're not dreaming, signore. Scusa me, but you see, back in old Napoli, that's amore. When the moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie, that's amore. That's amore. That's amore. And you sing Vita Bella, Vita Bella. Hearts will play tippy-tippy-tay, tippy-tippy-tay, like a gay Valendella. Lucky fella. Stars make you drool just like pasta fazool, that's amore. When you dance on the street with your cloud at your feet, you're in love. When you walk in a dream, but you know you're not dreaming, signore. Scusa me, but you see, back in old Napoli, that's amore. You know, when you get bit by an eel, the place you don't want to feel, that's amore. I don't know. Ladies and gentlemen, please, would you bring your attention to me? So you reach for your eyes to see an explosion of catastrophe. Welcome to the show. Ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen. I think that's my hand right there. Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. You've seen that seeing is believing. Your ears and your eyes will be bleeding. Please check to see if you're still breathing. If you will, please move in closer. Welcome to the show. Please come inside. we're getting there. We're getting there. This is creeping along, but it's doing what it needs to do. Welcome to the show. Please came down. Ladies and gentlemen, do you want it? I think that might do just what I need right there. Just to give it some depth here. Let's take that, let's take that. Should be enough to make that color faked out. There we go. Actually, I kind of like that. Let's take that over here too. Take a little bit of that, take a little bit of that. Right there, there we go. I'm gonna take a little bit of this to make it a little stronger down here. This woman is my destiny. She say, ooh, shut up and dance with me. Boom, 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 boom. We are victims of the night. The chemical, physical, kryptonite. I felt. She took my hand. I don't know how it happened. She hit the floor and she said, well, don't you dare look back. Just keep your eyes on me. I said, you're holding back. She said, shut up and dance with me. This woman is my destiny. A black lace dress and some beat up sneaks. A discotheque, Juliet, teenage dream. I felt it in my chest when she looked at me. She took my arm. I don't know how it happened. We hit the floor and she said, well, don't you dare look back. Just keep your eyes on me. I said, you're holding back. Within my eyes, I think I see a future. We realize this is my last chance. I don't know how it happened. We took the floor and she said, ugh, that was off. That was terrible. Jesus. Oops. This woman is my destiny. Ooh, shut up and dance. Don't you dare look back. Just keep your eyes on me. I said, you're holding back. She said, shut up and dance with me. This woman is my destiny. Shut up and dance with me. Ooh. If we put just a few tabs of that onto, just to strengthen this whole area up a little bit. Like I said, put a few, touch the cobalt in here. There you go. That's all I got to say about that war in Vietnam. think we're about to call it for the night. We got time tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be another long Monday, right? Because it's the last one before my son's karate comes back. So get your kicks in while you can, laughing at me and my terrible paintings. For Monday nights, at least. You can always come back later. Like, I don't give a shit if everybody's laughing at me, as long as I get 50 fucking followers at some point. It's pathetic, isn't it? Hey, I hit 50 followers. It's gold, man. I don't know. Just gonna wrap it up, I think. It's just at a point where I think if I keep going tonight, I'll fuck it up. If I come back tomorrow, likely pissed off from the whole work day. I was probably isn't a great plan. Becoming of me. Ride the tiger. You can see his stripes, but you know he's clean. Gotta get away. Holy diver. Shiny diamonds. Look out. Pray it's alright. Gotta get away. Get away. Between the velvet lights, there's a truth that's hard as steel. Yeah. The vision never dies. Life's a never-ending wheel. Say. No need to look so afraid. Jump, jump, jump from the tiger. You can feel his heart, but you know he's mean. Some night can never be seen. Yeah. Just a little bit of yellow on there. Let's put a little bit in here. A little bit in here, just to get some tonal variety. What's becoming of me? No, no! Renee the tiger. You can see his stripes, but you know he's mean. Oh, don't you see what I mean? You gotta get away. Where's someone else looking for? It's the color I'm looking for. Where's that color I made? That's it, right there. Survivor. All right. Holy diver. Put this back as like a. I think I need to get to in the right spot. It's there, but it's in the wrong place. Do I have to put my handcuffs on your mama? Do I have to keep you under lock and key? Or do I have to put my handcuffs on your mama? Now we both know that's not how it should be. Oh. Do I have to put my handcuffs on your mama? You're a sweet, fine, sexy woman and you're good to a man. Do I have to put my handcuffs on your mama? I hope that you will understand. If I have to keep you barefoot and brain dead, or to keep you in my world. Come on, girl, and take off your shoes, 'cause all I wanna do to you, what it is I got to do. If you just send it like you say that would do, then it won't mind if I be possessive. Now would you? You preach about loving, you know it is to blame. That's why I can ask you and not even feel ashamed. Do I have to put my handcuffs on your mama? Are you susceptible to flattery and games louder than games? Will you submit to the fact that we call your names? But you know that would be uncool. I have to put my handcuffs on your mama. On the moon. I don't care about looking like a Mr. Kind of whatever. Connie can't go to hell. If I have to need some help, I'm gonna pull out my chastity belt. What it is I got to do? If you just me darling, like you say that do. Then it won't mind if I be possessive. Now would you preach about loving? You know it is to blame. That's why I can ask you and not even feel ashamed. I have to keep you under lock and key. I have to put my handcuffs on your mama. Yours, you don't know that's not how it should be. Are you susceptible to flattery and games louder than game? Let's see. I think that's about it. Alright, we're gonna call it. Ain't nobody watching anyway. Ain't nobody watching anyways. I'm not terribly unhappy with what was done tonight. Some big shit was done on these rocks. I gotta get back to that one. So this is a reminder for tomorrow, okay? I gotta get this bad boy back here. That one right there. Then I think we're ready to start the mulch. Can't think of the word. And then after that, we're into the pond. I mean, we already did a little bit of stuff just to get it kind of baselined, but we'll be ready to start that hardcore. I'm going to tear away the palettes when that comes time to be. So we can focus solely on that one. Probably the handheld one. So that's it. I'll see you tomorrow. Probably 8 o'clock. I say 8 o'clock sounds good. Alright, so let me get to the point where I can actually see the end stream button here. And I'll do this. Alright, peace.